Okay, welcome to a very, very special episode of Conversations with Windmajik. Joining me today is my very best friend of 40 plus years. We met in 1984, before a lot of people on here were even born. So, welcome, Kim, aka Windmajik. And I'm Renee, in case she doesn't want to call me Wind, which is, oh, why did I just sink into my chair?
Oh, shit.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Okay, there we go. So, thank you very much for being here, Kim.
Okay.
Kim is not a gamer, so she has downloaded the mobile app and is joining us from her mobile.
Yeah.
So, Kim,
Yes.
where should we start? We met 1984. We were like 13 years old, freshmen in high school. And do you even remember how we actually met? Did we have a class together?
I think it was during like an opening what do you call those things where everybody goes into the gym and
Pep rally?
assembly?
Oh,
An
yeah.
assembly.
They had like
it was during an open
assemblies.
assembly.
Yeah.
And I think we actually met through Lori.
That's right. We did have, there was a third to our group back in the day, but I think we've kind of since lost touch with her. I know I have.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, life just took us in way, way different directions.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we were very different. We were very different in school, though. Kim was the blonde hair, blue eyes, kind of very cheerful, bubbly, outgoing person. And I think I was very quiet until you got to know me.
Yeah,
What do you
I was
your impression of me? If you had to describe how I was in high school.
I don't think you were very much introverted when it came to your close friends or your friends.
Right.
I was also introverted, but not as I didn't like jump out and try to make new friends, but that came from a whole elementary and middle school purpose of being bullied all the time, so not knowing who was safe to talk to. And that was the nice thing about meeting you, because right off the bat you were like
I did.
super cool. So
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no. So I think that was kind of like the thing where we just kind of like clicked right off the bat. We never had like an issue. Like in the 43 years that we've been friends, we were talking about this the other day, we've never had an argument.
Yeah,
ever.
it's kind of amazing. It's kind of amazing, but it's true. There was never any competition between us. There was never jealousy. I mean, I remember even in high school when, you would date somebody and break up, and then the next week I would be dating the same somebody, and you might be dating who I was dating the week before. But we didn't get bent out of shape about it. There was no competition. It's not like we stole each other's boyfriends. We just, got bored of them and decided to switch. And you were in band.
Yes.
Did you ever go to band camp?
No. Actually, yes. I went to our senior year. We went to Washington, D.C., but it wasn't really band camp. Our band just went camping because we went to Washington, D.C., and they didn't want to, like spring for a hotel. So we all camped instead of going to a hotel.
Oh, okay. So band camp was just basically because our school was really cheap.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah, okay. Yeah, there is that. There is that. Um, yeah, I mean, I remember so many different things, like, we've gone through so many chapters in our lives. We weren't always together in high school, but we were always together. Like, we
Yeah.
always knew that the other person was around, like, if I was going through some whatever existential crisis I was going through that day, I always knew I could find you, and you would always, like, leave, your band people and stuff that you were hanging out with, and you knew that if you were having a crisis or something, that you could come find me and my group of stoners and people that were smoking out in the parking lot, and I would go away from them. So we were a little bit different.
We did
We were
smoke, so we would go out in the back. We'd
true.
go out back at lunch. Yeah, back in our when we were in
Yeah.
school, you could go out in the back of behind our there was like a lawn area behind our
The
lunchroom,
smoking lounge.
and students were allowed to go out there and smoke.
Yeah. We
Could
could
you
go out
not?
there and smoke cigarettes. Absolutely, we could. And in the parking lot before school.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was weird. There was a lot of stuff that happened in the parking lot out in front of the school.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I was mentioning to somebody the other day that we could go, it was nothing to see pickup trucks in our school parking lot that had rifles
Mm-hmm.
hanging in the back window in case, they were going to go hunting on their way home. Could you imagine that now?
Oh
It would
yeah.
be,
Oh
and
no.
we had
No.
archery in school. They
Yep.
wouldn't allow that now.
Mm-mm.
None of that. None of that. But after high school, I moved. I moved through, it was very late into our senior year in high school. So we didn't graduate together. And we took very different paths. You went into the military, and I got married.
Yes. I
Yeah.
mean, there was a long time where there was just, like contact via letters and
Yeah.
occasional phone calls. But I mean, never lost touch or anything like that.
No,
Um
not
mhm.
for more than a couple months.
Even when I was overseas, I mean,
Yeah,
it was
we used
like,
to write letters. I
yeah.
can remember, like, writing letters with
Mhm.
your, like, FPO or APO address or something on
Yeah,
it.
it was an APO address, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I do remember that. That was crazy. 'Cause so we went from writing letters to keep in touch to long distance phone calls that we could
Mhm.
only do every now and then because they were so outrageously expensive, and emails and MySpace and instant messaging programs.
I think we went through
And
every social media that there was to start
yeah,
out with. We
yeah,
started out with MySpace, then we went to
Facebook,
Facebook.
yeah, and Instagram. And now
Yep.
here we are.
Mhm.
Here we are. So we were here before the internet. We're like
Yeah.
freaking dinosaurs. You've got like a couple dinosaurs sitting up here on your stage, Stephen. I am a T Rex. I have the arms for it. So your military career, what made you decide to go into the military? I mean, I
Um,
kind of know, but I've never really fully known what made you decide that you wanted to go
well, I knew
into
that
it.
eventually in life I wanted to go to college. But unfortunately, I didn't come from a family where that was going to be possible.
Right.
And so I originally joined the Air Force to travel and to get the GI Bill so that I would eventually be able to go to college. But I mean, I stayed because I just love the way of life. I mean, but then again, I also had your regular military career. I mean, I spent three. I spent 8 years in the military. 4 of it I spent in Greece, and the other 4 of it I spent in Washington State and
Yeah, that time in
in
Greece, that must have been
Seattle.
so rough, huh?
Oh
Having to
no,
be
no,
there in the
no.
Mediterranean,
Oh yeah. It wasn't, I mean, we didn't really have, I mean, aside from the occasional things that we had happen, like the Libyan crisis and, you
Oh, yeah, where
know,
there was that, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about those things. So
and
it
in
wasn't
those
all
cases,
sun and
I had to,
beaches.
no, yeah. That, I mean, I pretty much, if you've ever heard of, I had to be a decoy. I had to stand on top of the roof. I worked in a security police squadron. I was assigned to a security police squadron. I was not a security policeman, though. I was an admin person. So I was not allowed to carry a weapon. Actually, hardly anybody on our base was allowed to carry a weapon because we had a contract with the Greek government to where they would provide Greek police on the to guard the perimeters of our base.
Okay.
Um, the only ones that weren't allowed that were allowed to carry live ammo were our security troops that were out on the flight line, and that was to protect our resources that were out there, our planes.
Interesting.
Um, so there was one point in time where they wanted it to look like we had a show of force. So I was asked to go up on top of one of our squadron's building in full flat gear, full carrying a gun, but no ammo in it, and stand there. And down about 5 feet from me, laying flat on the ground right next to me, was my supervisor at the time, who was also part of the sniper team.
Oh my gosh.
So
Ugh. I know I've heard
I
this
stood
story
up
before, but
there.
it's scary every time.
I was basically sniper bait is what I
Oh,
was. And he was up there to guard me. If he saw anything that moved that was not, like a normal thing going, then he was shooting at it. Um,
wow.
the only other scary thing that we happened was right towards the time right before the base closed. Um, there was a lot of demonstrations outside the base, and there was a big, huge one from the Communist Party that was part of Greece. And one day they overran the base, and they overran the front gate. And even though we had show a bunch of people up there with riot gear trying to keep them back, they still overran the base. And when that happened, one of the guys from our special security team, me and another one of my coworkers, or that was also an admin person, were in the orderly room right inside the front gate. And the only thing he did was come in the door, grab both of us, shove us under a desk, and sat on the desk with the gun.
Uh, that was very, very so different from my right after high school.
Yeah, I mean, those were the scariest times I ever had in the military. But the other times were like partying on the Greek islands. I mean, Santorini, Mykonos. What could you? I never wanted
The
to leave the Greek
food,
islands. The
the
food in
food.
Greece,
Oh
the
my
shopping
gosh.
in downtown Athens. It's amazing. I mean, it was just. I mean, I did not want to leave there. The sightseeing. There are so many beautiful spots in Greece that are to be seen. That I mean, I have a friend who comes from Greece that I was stationed with. That is, his family grew up on an island called Kefalonia, and that is the most beautiful island in Greece. I never got to go
Wow.
there when I was there, but it is the most beautiful island. So yeah, it wasn't all scary times. I did have a lot of fun over there, and there was a lot of pub crawls and a lot of crawling in the front gate and being poured into the back of a squad car and brought back to my dorms.
No, no.
Yeah, I was
But
really
then you
young back then.
did,
I was like 19, so 20.
yeah. Yeah,
And in Greece, you don't have to be 21 to drink. You only have to be tall
right.
enough to reach the bar. So yeah.
Well, you are barely tall enough to reach the bar because we're pretty close in height. But I think you're a wee bit taller than me. I think you're like an inch or two taller than me, which is still doesn't
Yeah,
make her tall, peeps. Um, and then, but you have, but then you did go to college, and you
I
became a
did.
now you're a social worker,
Yeah.
and yeah, you a lot of struggles along the way though between you
Yeah.
know
At one point,
marriage, children, divorce,
yeah.
and
I
go
mean,
ahead.
at one point, well, aside from the divorce, after I got out of the military, it was um I had two children and I had to raise
Yeah,
them. So I mean, there was a lot of factory work and a lot of difficult situations with my children where that kind of was out of their control. But then, I mean, let's see.
well, you do.
There's a
Yeah,
lot.
you
I
do
don't
have
know
children
what's.
that are on the spectrum, and that are neurodivergent, and
Yes.
I kind of feel like being, I have to take some credit for you being such a great mom because I kind of feel like your friendship with me prepared you for your motherhood with
So that's the
neurodivergent
problem
children.
though. Okay, so here's the thing. You I know that you are neurodivergent and I understand that, but I've never seen you that way. You've always just been my best friend. And I oops. Sorry
And
about that.
that is one of the things that I love the most about you though is that you've never ever made me feel uncomfortable with who I am as a person. There have been some misunderstandings. It will always stand out in my mind. The time only a couple of years ago, we were in the grocery store, and I got overwhelmed with lights and people, and I snapped at you, and I felt so awful. And
And
I think
stupid
we
me
both,
didn't just see that. I
Je
just
suis
thought she was
full.
mad at me.
Hey,
yeah. And I think we were silent for about what, like 10 minutes in the car, and it was the most awkward time ever. And then like I apologized, and I think we were both crying by the time we were done, and it was all good, So I think that was maybe the worst.
So we just realized that from now on, when we go, that Renee, we do grocery pickup. We don't go in the store.
No,
She said, "Oh," and
no,
actually, that's
Renee, just
better because then you can just grab what you want.
yeah, yeah. Me and grocery stores do not do well, but
Well, and
I
then
think you've always been a very compassionate
yeah,
person too, though. You've always been good with people. You've always looked beyond the surface at the person beneath. And, so I mean, thankfully, um, like, because a lot of times I'm very thankful for you that because I feel like you're the one that has kept over a lot of years kept our friendship together. Like, because I would space out and get, just be all over the place and stuff. And then I would get a call from you or a message like, hey, what's going on? I haven't heard from you. Call me, And if you hadn't done that, like we would have gone years and it would have been awful. And yeah, so I'm just always very thankful for that you for many years you recognized how important our friendship was and kept us.
well, I think that you've done a really. I mean, I think we both have done a really good job at that, especially over like the last 10 or 15 years. We've been
Yeah.
very intentional about keeping our friendship clo-
Yes.
close.
Yes. Yes, definitely. There I mean, because it is work. People think that friendships have to just happen naturally, but there is work involved and there's understanding. And I mean, we live 1,300 miles apart now. Kim has another best friend. who is Michelle. And I've met Michelle. And, I won't say that the first time I heard Michelle referred to as her best friend, I didn't get this little twinge. But I also realized that, okay, she needs somebody else where she is to fulfill the best friend duties that I can't, and that I'm not in competition with Michelle. And I'm actually really super grateful for her.
Well,
That
if you think about it too, that friendship has actually kind of
it
grown
has,
apart over the last couple of years.
yeah,
It's kind of like
it's had its ups and downs.
yeah. I
But
mean,
I know Michelle would be there for you though. If there were an emergency, if you needed something, she would be there. And if not, then I'd have to fly out and shake her and say, Michelle, what the fuck? You're supposed to be taking care of our best friend. What is wrong with you? And it would be upsetting.
actually, you do know that there is one situation where you are going to have to hop on a plane no matter what.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because you're not only going to have to be here for me, you're going to have to be my bodyguard.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. But that's not a situation that we're going to get into because we're not putting, we're not putting your old man in the grave yet. So
no, definitely not. But I'm just saying, if that ever happens, you gotta come.
What if you have to think about like some things though throughout our friendship? What would you say was the most trying time in our friendship that would have or have broken lesser friendships, people who more superficial? Can you think of a time? I know I can.
Will you go ahead and tell me yours, and I'll see if maybe that's the same one.
Well, I remember when, because while we have a lot of the same moral values and such, we do have some political differences. And I do remember that during the 2020 election, I was crazy because there was a pandemic. I had nothing to fucking do. So I was following everything political and the debates, and I was out visiting you during the debates. And I was just like, but nobody can talk during them because I'll flip out. And I remember afterwards, I posted some long rant on Facebook, and you just came out shaking your head, going, "Did you really call her White House Barbie?" Like, and then that was all that was
said. But, okay, which candidate were you talking about?
It was the vice. No, it was the one with the Proud Boys stand down, stand by comment that I asked how she was going to. It was during the presidential.
It was okay because I never liked her anyway. If I think of who it is, I never liked her anyway.
Well, no, we watched the presidential and the vice presidential. But yeah, it was White House Barbie. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I made a comment about how she's going to spin this one to say that he didn't mean what he was saying and stuff. And you just came out shaking your head, looking at me like as I'm smoking my bowl. And, did you really call her White House Barbie? Like that was.
I think I was finding it humorous, though.
Yeah. Well, I think too, my last relationship. I think that you went through a lot with me with that.
But it was never you that was the problem.
No, but it was. I mean, at a point, I did become the problem. I mean, I was in a relationship with somebody who would be, I guess, he checks every single box for a covert narcissist, and he put me through hell and turned me into a person I didn't recognize. And Kim got to witness it, and she got to witness me going from a really super confident, strong, independent person to somebody that I didn't even recognize. Like I
Yeah.
was meek and letting myself be put down and questioned and interrogated. It was terrible. And she
I think
watched
that the
me.
only yeah. And the only
Yeah.
time I ever said anything to you about it was when we went camping with you guys. And then I was like, does he always treat you that way?
Yeah.
And
And I think that's when I really realized it. Like it really hit home. Because I was like, wow, I mean, this is a person who I know loves me, and she sees what I feel. Like she sees how, how rough it is.
and
And
it
I
was
think,
really, yeah,
yeah,
it was
it was,
hard.
yeah, it was. It was. And you watched me leave him and go back to him and then break up and take him back how many times before I was finally like done. And just watching me put myself through that must have been hell for you.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I didn't like the way he treated you. And I will tell you that it took everything for my partner during that trip not to just throttle him, because
Yeah.
he's kind of rednecky. I will admit it. He's very
Yeah.
and I think that
And
maybe that might have been a tough time with you, was adjusting seeing me with him.
ah, it was, yeah. Yeah. He wasn't, I will say that Doug
Oh,
was not the person that I would have imagined for you, but it turns out he's the absolute perfect person for you.
oh
And
yeah, because
I'm really
he
happy
brings
that
out
he's
my
there.
fun side.
He does. He does. He doesn't let you take yourself so seriously. And it's good when I see you together and I see the way he looks at you. And I know that, like, my best friend has somebody that truly, truly loves her. And it makes me so happy.
Aw.
Okay, that's enough mush. I might vomit. But yeah, it is, I mean, but so what do you think there would have been like the most trying time? Or
I think that you're right. The time that you were with Eric, or the guy, sorry,
that's okay.
was.
We just won't use the fucker's last name, you know. Um well what's something so this is a question that I wondered one time because one time I had a dream that I was you and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, except for all of your kids were living at your house and all of your animals. And I kept saying, I really love Doug, but I don't want to be living with him. He's not my type. He's great for Kim. And I remember that was really upsetting. But then the first thing I did was go, hold it. I realized it was a dream and I was like, hold it. I just want to grab my butt because before I woke up, because if I was you, then I knew I finally had a great butt. So I wanted to feel myself up a little bit before I woke up. So then I wondered, like, if you ever woke up and you were me, what would be the first thing that you would do after you screamed?
uh, I probably would pinch myself because
Where?
I think you're an amazing person. Oh, I don't know.
But you don't want to be
Maybe
me,
in the
Kim?
boobs. No, no, I didn't say that. I would say it would be cool to be you. I love that
What?
one of my favorite things about you is that you don't um you're very blunt, and you're able to tell people exactly what you think, and that's something that I struggle with.
Yeah, but
So
you've
yeah,
got more friends than me. More people love you than love me for sure. Because
I think that my friends that are my friends that I have now are basically my friends because I'm affiliated with my other half. Aside from you,
Oh,
you are the only true friend that I have that is kind of like my friend. I mean, I say that we say that Michelle is my friend, but there are certain things I know that I can count on you. I don't know that I can count on Michelle.
Michelle might watch this. What if she watches this?
She's got to step up.
I doubt she will. She doesn't.
Michelle better step up.
Yeah.
She doesn't get on social media that much anymore, so I don't
Thank
think
goodness.
that'll happen.
Thank goodness.
No, I just don't. I just don't. I mean, the one thing that I have learned over the years, and it's something that you learned too, because there were a lot of friends that you had to let go.
Yeah.
Because they weren't really there for you. They were more there for what it was like to be your friend.
You know what? Yes. I never thought of that, but you're right. It's true.
And
Bless
what
you.
with her, it's always been kind of like, it's always got to be about her.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're her best friend there, but she may not be the person that you turn to then.
It's like when I went to, I'll give an
hop a plane.
example. When I went to go visit her
Don't be
recently,
talking shit about her friend. Your friend now.
No, I'm not. I'm just giving you a true example.
Okay.
When I went to go visit recently, I was, kind of like admonished because I don't call and I don't text. Well, the phone works both ways.
Truth. True.
And that's not something that I haven't said to her right to myself. The last time that we talked and that was brought up, I did say that to her. I was like, well, the phone works both ways.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was
so
not
mutual effort then is important.
Yeah.
To you now.
Yes. Mutual. You and I talk every week, no matter what.
We do. Yep. It's kind of a given.
Am I glitching?
I think the only time that we don't is like if one of us is away on a trip or something, though. But I think that when I was in Montana, I still talked to you every weekend.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did, with the grandkids running around and crawling all over you and stuff. And yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, let's see here. What do you think, if you could think of a bit of advice that I've ever given you?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I had an incoming phone call.
Oh, sure. So, I mean, I'm sure that most of the advice I've given you over the years has been absolute, just drops of gold and diamonds. But
yes.
Have I ever given you some really shit advice? Like, have I ever given you some horrible advice about something?
I don't think so. I can't think of any time. I really can't think of any time that you have.
I can't say that I think that you've ever given me bad advice either. You were the only one in my life that when I was going through it with Eric and I would be like, but, and you would be just like, Renee, he's an ass. Like, he's an ass. But he might change. He's not going to change. But I understand. You're going to do what you need to do. But it must have been so exhausting for you. My gosh. If you could go back and tell us something, teenage us. So if you could sit down with us, what would you say to us at 50 if you had a time travel machine? What would you tell us both?
Never let a man determine who you want to be in your life. Never, because I could even say that about my ex-husband. I mean, just never, always be who you are, and don't and don't let someone try to change you. Because if they're trying to change you, it doesn't mean that they really love you and they don't really care for you.
Truth.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, I gave up my identity many, many times. For that. I don't know if you did.
I did.
You
I
did
mean,
you?
I changed who I was for my ex-husband.
Yeah.
And there were I had a long-term boyfriend too when I lived in Vermont again that
Yeah.
I changed myself for too. And just I kept telling myself, "Oh, he's such a great guy and he's such a good person." And even though he wasn't dad material, and I had 3 kids to think about, and yeah, it was not. If you ask any of my children now if they liked him, they never liked him.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing how we're willing to, like, when our friends can see something and, like, or our family members or people that we know really love us, and they're telling us, like, this isn't good for you. And we totally ignore them or get angry at them for questioning us. Isn't that weird? Like, rather than take what they, think or say or something.
I'm watching.
I mean, I remember my kids saying to me, Mom, try being single for a while. Like, why do you always think that you have to be with somebody? Try finding out who you are. I mean, it took me to 50 years old to start doing that, but I finally did, I think.
See, now my children, it was different with them because if you remember, I was like 10 years a nun.
Yes.
Didn't date, didn't do anything. So towards the end of that 10 years, my children were looking at me and saying, "You have to get out there. You have to find someone."
Mama needs to get some.
I mean, and if I were to, so the friend that I was like throwing a little shade on earlier, if I were to give her any credit in the world for anything aside from at times she has been there for me in the past, but she really pushed me to get out there and meet someone. In fact, at one point, Renee did too, because at this,
yeah, I did.
Did you not buy me a membership to a dating app?
I think I did. I think I did. I think I did.
The one that I can't remember the name of it, but it's the one that you have to like.
It was like
that you have to like
eHarmony
answer 100
eHarmony.
eHarmony. Yeah, you have to answer like 100. The funny thing, okay, this is where I have to say this is so funny because eHarmony was such a crock because it matched me up with a guy that was like my brother. I dated him for a long time before I met the person I'm with, or I dated him for a couple of months before I met the person I'm with now. I never felt attracted to him. But he was fun to hang out with. I mean, we used to go cool places together.
That was kind of a little bit of that was kind of a little bit of a pattern though for you, wasn't it? Dating guys that you could you get off the stage, please? Thank you.
Well, and then I had it. And then I had one that only wanted to invite me over to his house. He was a radio DJ in the community.
I remember that one.
And he only wanted to invite me over to his house for dinner and get drunk.
I remember, yeah, he liked wine because I remember when you were going over there, you were asking me what was a good kind of wine you should get, and I'm giving you all these suggestions, and you ended up getting Zinfandel, Kim.
It's because that was the only kind I liked, but okay. I'm not a wine person.
If you like sweet, you could get a Prosecco, you could get this, you could get that. Go for a nice light Chardonnay, and she gets a Zinfandel. I was like to get some Kool-Aid.
I did meet one really cool guy on eHarmony that I thought was cool. He was a chef for the Pacers.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, but I remember I told you that I Googled him one day and it came up with the domestic violence charge.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna see this person anymore, because even though he was never that way towards me, but that's how it starts. They come in and they like love bomb you, and then I mean,
that sounds like my kind of guy. You should have passed him my way. Because like for real, I unless I'm being love bombed like over the top and everything, I don't even recognize that like somebody's interested. So like, and people aren't direct enough to be like, hey, I'm interested. So, you could have sent him my way. Abusive,
oh yeah,
love bomber. Holy shit, that sounds like it was right up my alley.
So it was like I had emerged myself into this slightly dating world, and then I met on Facebook, of all places, in a room called Meet Me.
You met Doug.
I met Doug, and we were just friends for like a year. We would just sit there and talk to each other as friends, and then one day he just kind of like jumped out there and was like, "Hey, do you want to have lunch sometime?" And I mean, after a year, I figured, hey, I might as well do that. I met this person, and I remember I told Renee, I said, if this guy ever kisses me, the other people that I'm seeing off and on are just going to go out the window.
And he did.
He did. And we've been together ever since.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Yeah, I didn't love him at first. It took me a bit because nobody was good enough for you.
He had his issues that he had to get. We had to deal with, but yeah.
But you know what? It's turned out for the best, and that's awesome. And I love Doug now. So, but I mean, if he ever does fuck you over and hurt you, though, I still will. I live near a really deep lake. So.
Well, I remember his joke. He has 70 acres and a backhoe.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So here's a serious question. If you and I had to survive a zombie apocalypse like Walking Dead, what do you think our roles would be in the zombie apocalypse? And how long do you figure we'd survive?
Well, I think you'd be the what do you call it? The militia leader. The one that would keep us all safe. I'd be the one. I'd be like your second in command that would just follow all of your orders.
So we'd last what, like 10 minutes, 15?
Well, okay. If we put my partner in the mix and add him in,
okay. Well, yeah,
he would be the one that would help us all survive.
Oh, I remember when I came out and saw you, and we were down in his shooting range. It was so awesome. We were down in her man has this shooting range, and he had these like cans and stuff set up. And I was like, oh, I'm probably going to miss every single target. And I had, what was it, a 9mm. And I was just like, boom, 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 5. And I got all 5. It was so awesome. I have pictures of that still. Well, not me shooting. I have pictures of you shooting. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, she lives in Indiana, in the middle of like, most of Indiana is flat, and you're like driving along and it's like you can literally see for like miles because it's so flat. And then all of a sudden you're driving like this, like crooked and all over the place and up these windy roads and paths and stuff. And then her driveway, I'm like, okay, it says I'm here, but this doesn't look like a drive. Is that her driveway? And I see this just it was so steep going up, and my car was spinning, and I was having to fishtail up her driveway. It was so scary.
It
But I
ascends
don't know.
into the clouds.
It really does. It really does. But it's a great place. It is an absolutely wonderful location. Like, she had to work some days while I was there. So I spent a lot of time just wandering around. And like, there was one day I was sitting, and this whole family of deer just kind of wandered out in front of me in her yard. And they're standing there, just don't even care that I was there. And the dogs and the cats. And yeah, she's got a lot of animals. It was a lot of fun. And we had a huge bonfire. And did Doug ever build that lean-to?
He has not yet, but it is on him and his
big,
friend
long
Jake's to-do list to do this summer. Because I guess when Jake came down to hunt this year, he saw how the property was, how the trails were all blocked by. We had tornadoes this last summer, so there were a lot of downed trees on our property, and you couldn't even get back to the shooting range or back to the camping area because of that. And my partner is not as spry as he used to be, so he struggles a little bit with being able to get out and do all that stuff anymore. And his best friend is actually a lot younger than him. He's in his 40s, and he came up to go hunting with him this year, and he's like, okay, that's it. We're getting out there this summer, and we're going to clear all this mess up. We're going to build that lean-to you want to build. And
it's a great area. You've got the shooting range, got the huge fire pit. He's even got an outhouse. So I wouldn't have to squat and use a leaf. And I could go.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Every camper knows, even if you're primitive camping, dear, that you bring the TP no matter what.
That is true, but every now and then you run out. And it's either use a sock or a leaf. And I usually opt for a leaf because I like my socks. But I mean,
seems like yeah. So I never used to like camping until I went camping with her, because camping with her is fun. It's glamping. It's so much fun. But then I started camping with my partner also, and we primitive camp. Yeah. But I have a lot of things that make primitive camping easier, like a queen size cot that has a camp mattress on it, so we don't have to get up and down off the floor. Yeah, things like that.
Yeah, I remember Doug's reaction the first time, because he's like, I mean, he's like a cowboy and does, like he could do cooking like over campfires and stuff. And he's used to like really roughing it camping. So when he saw the camp setup that we had when they came up during the pandemic, because I had booked 2 campsites because I didn't want to have any neighbors, because I'm so sociable. And then I said, well, if you guys want to drive, you could come here during the, just stay. So they did, and it was awesome, and it was safe. And but Doug, when he saw the camping setup, he was just like, oh, because I had the Coleman, the queen size bed with the mattress and frame, and yeah. But he made us biscuits and gravy. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Amazing. And Kim taught him how to fish.
I did not. That was a joke he played on me when we first met. It was so funny. He kept telling me he didn't know how to fish. So I was like, oh, I'll teach you how to fish, because I had grown up fishing with my dad. And I was like, I'm really surprised, like, you're this rodeo dude and everything, and you go camping and all this stuff, and you don't know how to fish. Well, this is how blonde I am. So one day he gets into my truck and he hands me a magazine. It's a copy of Indiana Indiana magazine, and on the inside of it is a picture of him where he has won this Bass Pro competition. He'd gotten like this huge bass. And I mean, it's mounted on our wall in the dining room right now. But I mean, that was his like little joke to me. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Really?
Yeah, he is. He's definitely, he likes pranks, and he's always joking. A little hard for me to keep up with sometimes, because I'll be like, really? And then I have to say, Kim, was he serious? So, yeah. So I have to ask, what is one story about us, or something about me, or that you remember about our long history of friendship that I probably would be really surprised to know that you remember?
I remember. Okay. Do you want to know what my earliest memory of us is? Like the earliest memory of a conversation that we had?
Yeah.
Renee and I used to have lockers next to each other in gym.
We did.
And I remember just we would talk about all the problems in life while we were getting ready for gym class.
Yeah.
And we would just, so I would say that that would be like my fondest memory of us when we were young was just how we used to just like hang out and talk while we were getting ready for gym class. Renee knew that. I mean, I still got bullied in high school, and Renee knew I got bullied. So she was kind of like my anchor person that would be like that, like.
I think we've been each other's emotional support person for a lot of years. Before, it was even said, I think there were some things that I was, even with my social awkwardness, I was able to recognize too. Like, you had issues at home, I had issues at home, and we kind of seemed to just sense that there was something that we didn't talk about, but that.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that we didn't know about each other until we got older.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because kids don't talk about that stuff. I mean, we bonded over important things like how we were going to wear our hair to the dance, who our mutual enemies were. Bonnie.
Boys. We bonded over boys.
Boys, yeah, which boys we had crushes on. Video games. I loved video. Well, I liked video games. I remember talking about them a lot, and you would listen to me, so I appreciated that. And when we would go to Lori's, I would just play video games nonstop while you guys were talking most of the time. Or her brothers were after us.
Oh God, her brothers.
Oh, it was so creepy.
So disgusting.
We were like, what, 13 years old? And the brothers are in their 20s, and I think one of them might have even been in his 30s. And yeah, it wasn't safe, without going into detail. It was not safe to fall asleep at this friend of ours' house because of the brothers. Because they would, be groping and... Ooh. Yeah. Oh, they were creepers.
It wasn't safe to ride in the back seat home with one of them either.
Oh, no. Yeah, they were really creepy and weird.
I think I figured out other ways to get home from her house after that one time. After that.
Yeah. One thing that like that I always remember. That's what I remember about you. But one memory in particular that always stands out to me is the dance that we went to, and it was my last night at the high school that we were going because my family was moving over the weekend. And um, I just remember you saying, like, we're always going to be friends.
Oh yeah.
But I
remember
that
that.
moment, I remember we hugged each other, and I remember that one moment, and I don't know, I just got an emotion.
Oh,
I know,
it was
I'm such a
hard.
sap. Oh, it was
Hey, I'm so
awful
sorry. I'm trying to
having
get
to
up on
move,
stage.
having to move during your senior year, like the last 3 months of your senior year. It was terrible. It was terrible. Our high school principal actually offered to let me stay with him and his family because I was friends with his son. And yeah, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just didn't. I just thought it was better to make a clean break and get away. And I ended up graduating early and moving to Connecticut and getting married 3 months later at the
Yeah.
ripe old age of 17.
Yipes.
I
know.
know.
That still blows me away now.
Oh my gosh. Unreal. What were my parents thinking? I look at a 17-year-old and I'm like, that is a child. That is a child. What were my parents thinking? But I mean, education was never encouraged in my house. It was, I was going to grow up, I was going to get married. I was not going to work. I wasn't going to have an opinion or a brain. I was going to have children and keep house and cook and be somebody's wife. I was going to be a Mrs. Somebody, which is actually part of why I never changed my last name through any of my marriages. I never changed my last name because it's like, no, I'm not going to be Mrs. Somebody. I'm going to be me. I am me, which is, I don't know, kind of maybe part of being a feminist. I don't know. Well, does anybody have any questions that they'd like to ask? I'm a little scared. Gun, be nice. That they would like to ask Kim or I before we wrap this up. Or
Have you guys,
Kim, is there?
you guys been friends a very long time? Have you ever like went like years apart from each other and then come back?
We actually did for a while. Where when I got married at 17, she went into the military. We did actually lose touch. Like, we would write letters, but I left an abusive marriage, and I was struggling financially, mentally, everything. A single mom. I would get my phone shut off, continuously, or I just couldn't afford to have a phone. And I was embarrassed. While it was not embarrassed. I was ashamed because, that I wasn't doing something. And then I became a dancer for a while to put myself through college. And I would have been mortified to ever admit that. It wasn't until years later, my gosh, that I admitted that to Kim, how I had put myself through college, because I realized that it was absolutely nothing to be.
That makes me think about the one time that I think in my lifetime where you might have gotten angry with me. And that was when when I first moved back to Indiana in 2006. For a little while, we were not in contact with each other for a little bit. And I went through a tough period of time where I was living with somebody or a friend, somebody who I thought was a friend, and I ended up homeless myself. and living in a shelter. And she was very angry with me because I did not contact her and tell her, because she would have never let me be there.
Right.
Yes.
But I was embarrassed, and I was like, because I had my college degree, I should not have been in this situation, and that was how I was feeling at the time. But I made poor choices, and they ended up me. But actually, that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because I left that shelter, I got my own place, and I never looked back. I kept getting.
Nice.
I mean, things just kept getting better after that. And then we came back into each other's lives. And yes, there was that moment of, why didn't you tell me? So also from my sisters, because I didn't contact my sisters either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we would have never let that happen to you. And, it's just, I think it was the same way with her. I think in that period of her life, I think it was just like a time where she felt like maybe you needed to grow and be on your own, and be to become an even stronger person than you were back then.
Yes. Because I do remember, the bullying. I remember certain bitches in high school that, they would be nasty. They would make snide comments and stuff. And I absolutely loved when we went to our 20th, I think, class reunion.
Or was our 25th, I think. Yeah.
Was it our 25th? I don't know. There's been
was our
about
25th,
70 of them. So, but yeah, when a lot of people showed up and you were able to just, stand tall and be proud of who you were and all that you had accomplished. And, as a person, and I think that was an awesome moment. And we have matching tattoos. I had on our forearms, on our that say 1984 to infinity, like the infinity symbol, and it has a lotus flower, and there's a K and an R, and 3 dots above each. And mine is purple, and hers is pink for our colors. And they signify strength and endurance and growth. And I think that's kind of both of us. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Are we waiting for this? Okay, here we go. So, in the 40 plus years, no, this is going to be a serious one.
Okay.
So, you are best friends in the 40 plus years. How does it feel emotionally, physically, or is it different from like her having sisters? How is that relationship? I mean,
she is my sister.
Yeah, she's my sister.
And for all intents purposes, she's my we're soul sisters.
I mean, we might not share DNA, but actually, though, we did date quite a few similar guys, so possibly we do share a little.
Here we go.
We have shared DNA from time to time.
And here goes the X-rated part of the interview.
Yeah, we have to wait till the end for this to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
climactic, if you could say.
I think part of it is like with family, a lot of people have this, you're stuck with family. You don't have to like them. You don't have to like them to love them. You have that family bond. You have those family memories, and stuff that only you share as a family. Over 40 plus years, I mean, Kim and I, we're friends because we choose to be friends. I've often wondered if we were to meet each other now at this stages in our lives, would we click in the same way that we have? you know, and I don't know the answer to that because we are very different people, but I love our differences.
Right.
You know, I think hers compliment, she keeps me grounded. Um, you know, she doesn't let me, when we vacation together, she reminds me that, you know, hey, are we going to eat? Or, you know, like
Don't forget
just
the
she
toilet
keeps me
paper.
from kind of floating
Yeah.
away. And she, she's always her attitude and her what is the word, enthusiasm, I think that, what is it when you the positivity that
Uh-huh.
she has where she can, I mean, I've seen life do some horrible things to her, and it will get her down for a minute, and then she's just like, okay, I'm this is not going to break me. And
Yeah.
she sucks it up, stamps it down, processes it at a super speed, and powers through and does what she has to do. And that has been, but she doesn't let life get her down. And in her position, her job, she works with children who have been abused, who,
Right.
you know, a social worker, and to still see the positive and have the hope for humanity that she does, to me, is she's been an inspiration, I think.
Aw, well, you inspire me too because it's just, you know, I you're the bravest person I know. You're not afraid to try anything.
I'm afraid of a lot of things.
But I mean, I feel like though there are a lot of things in life that you have done that I would have been too scared to do.
Mm. Yeah.
And
Like what?
well, get up in front of people and do improv.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Do this, host your own show on social media. You know, I mean, this is not, you know how I am. The only reason why I'm able to do this today is because I'm in an avatar. I could not get up and do this in real life.
Oh, Kim got to see me do my very first real life open mic. She had come for vacation, and we went to New York City, and we met Doobie Wan in New York from Doobie Wan Comedy, who has
I
shows
love
on
Doobie One, by the way.
He's amazing. And he hooked me up with an open mic, and she was there as my emotional support person, and she got to see me do, yeah, my very first one. I mean, there was like what, 8, 10 people there, maybe. I mean, it was a very, very small crowd, but it was still, I mean, I was getting, you know, I was being judged. They were all other comics. So it was.
Wow.
But
Well, and also, when I say brave, if you think about how much life has knocked you down, especially health wise, and you tell me how I've been able to get up and you have been able to battle your way back from things that I don't think I would have ever been able to come back from. So like I said, I think that you inspire me also because you're just like an amazingly brave person.
Thank you. You're going to make me cry again.
Yeah.
Jeez, it wasn't supposed to be all sappy.
Hello.
We're going to turn into one of those kind of, you know, like movies that you've made me watch. She has made me watch some of the most fucked up movies.
Gosh.
Okay, I really rather just watch something like House of 1,000 Corpses or a Marvel movie or a really nice Disney movie or something like. What does she have me watch? Have you ever seen the movie Beaches? Years.
Oh my God.
You've got to see the movie Beaches. It reminds me of us. So then,
God.
when does dumbass, after hearing this for how many fucking years, when does dumbass being me, decide to watch this friendship
Oh,
movie.
no.
I decide
no.
to watch it while I'm bald-headed with a freaking port in my chest and getting a chemotherapy treatment. That was
that's what
not
friends are
the
for.
In my
best
defense, I
time.
didn't ask her to watch it during that time.
She never mentioned it, but I was like, "Oh yeah, I should watch this movie." Kim told me for years I needed to watch
Oh,
this
my
movie.
God.
I watched that fucking movie. I'm like, "Holy shit!" I'm sitting there in my chemo chair, bawling. The nurse comes over. What's the matter? Oh, honey, I know. Are you scared? Are you feeling sick? I'm like, this fucking movie. My best friend made me watch this fucking movie. Have you ever seen Beaches? Why would she do this to me? And I'm like bawling, and the nurse is just looking at me like I'm crazy. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
So I have to be careful what movies I tell her to watch now.
Yeah.
Steel Magnolias.
Oh, yeah.
Steel Magnolias. Okay.
Another one.
Yep. That was another one. Did I love the movie? Yes, I loved the movie. But holy fuck.
Mhm.
Person dies at the end.
Yep.
What was another? Oh, I'm sorry. Mystic Pizza. Oh, that's great. You live in Connecticut. Oh, have you ever been to Mystic? Yes. Oh, you've got to watch Mystic Pizza. Blah, blah. And what happens in Mystic Pizza? Yeah. Thelma and Louise. Are we seeing a trend here?
Yeah.
Are we seeing a trend?
Kind of
Well,
got
I don't
something
think
there.
anybody died in Mystic Pizza. She just got taken advantage of.
I thought somebody died.
No.
I thought so.
No.
Hold it. Computer, did anybody die in Mystic Pizza?
Ordering you a Mystic Pizza.
Well, what the fuck good are you then? Mike, not really sure how to help me with that. So,
Well,
does anybody
so-
else have any question? Oh, Gakon, okay, go ahead.
is there anything that y'all would change about each other?
Oh.
Oh
that's
no,
a
I would
good
not
one.
change. I wouldn't change a thing about her.
I
Perfect
would.
response.
No,
Not her
there
ankles?
is something that I would absolutely change.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Absolutely.
Distance.
I would change her zip code.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
Yes.
Called it.
I'd like for us to share the same zip code.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I really can't. I think the only thing that I would change would be that I would like to see Kim have a little more confidence in herself. And her worth and value, and not be quite so willing to put other people before herself all the time.
Well, from just the little bit I've gathered here, the thing I kind of see with what you just said is that you both seem to have like a lifelike mirror that y'all get to look at. So when she looks in there, she sees you. When you look in there, you see her. So y'all can see the best of each and then use that to reflect, I think.
Yeah,
Wow, did it just get deep in
Yeah.
here or what?
it did. It did. Very
That was so cool.
philosophical
Thank
of
you.
Oh, wow.
That was.
Yep. But back to the
Yeah.
original question, anyone seen my ho ho ho? I haven't.
I don't know where she went.
Okay.
What does she
She
look
said
like?
something.
Is
She
she
said
dressed like
something
you?
about. Well, yeah, she's in red and white, but she said something about looking for the pole. I thought she meant the North Pole. I didn't know if she meant a stripper pole or some other pole. I'm trying to find out where she's at.
What do you think the favorite? Oh, remember when we were in New York and there was that dude that was yelling at the buildings?
Yes.
It was the most fucked
That
up
was so
thing.
funny. Okay,
He
so
was
I'll
like-
tell you, he was so funny. He came. I mean, he yelled at he yelled at Renee the first time. There, she was sitting.
Yeah.
She was sitting outside, smoking a cigarette, and
I was
he
smoking a
comes
joint.
walking. Oh, she was smoking a joint. Ooh, sorry.
Yeah.
And he walked by her and he just yelled at her out of the for no reason.
Yeah.
And then the next day, he was like, the next day I was out there and he did the same thing to me, except for he was like, and I think it was because we were staying at the hotel we were staying at. He just didn't.
Probably.
He thought we were snooty.
I guess.
I think that's
But-
what it was.
It was a really nice hotel.
Oh well, he did yell. He yelled around the corner. He goes,
yelled at
"I
the
pay
building."
my bills. I pay my bills for a living."
Yeah. What? He's yelling at the buildings. What are you talking about? I pay my rent. I was just like, what? What is he talking about? And he was holding his pants up while he was walking too, and he's yelling at the buildings.
So, speaking of New York, one of the best things that one of the best moments that I have ever had in my whole entire existence of knowing Renee is being in the middle of Times Square. We had just gone to Krispy Kreme and got a coffee and a fresh donut, and we go out. And only in the middle of Times Square could she find the one quiet place where you could just sit on the curb and drink a coffee.
Yeah, and nobody
and-
bothered us.
No. And I liked this whole video of it and put it on TikTok about how you could see all of Times Square from where we were sitting. And nobody walked in front of us, nobody bothered us, nothing. We just sat there and drank our coffee and ate our donut. And it was like one of the best moments.
It really was, because it was odd. I wasn't overwhelmed, and you know how I am with crowds.
You did really well walking to Bubba Gumps that night. I thought for sure we were gonna like end up having to turn around and go back to the hotel because that was just too. I don't know. It was Labor Day weekend and people were just like chill.
Yeah, it was
Seriously.
like shoulder to shoulder. There were so many people. It was just mobbed, and the smells and the body heat, and I don't know, just all the germs and the noise and all the lights and stuff. It was a little rough, but I remember thinking she's got to go to Bubba Gump's. So I'm like, we got to go to Bubba's. So I just put my head down, and I think I was holding on to your arm or something. And I'm like, come on, just walk. And I'm just like plowing my way through people. And I'm like, just keep walking. Just keep walking.
And I'm just looking around in total awe because I'm like, this is not what I was told it was like to walk in crowds in New York City. I was like,
awful.
It was not the stereotypical. No, my thing was nobody tried to rob us. Nobody tried to pickpocket us.
Oh,
We didn't-
no. No, and
No,
there are
I was just
interesting
like-
characters there, too.
There was no gunshots while we were in Times Square.
No. No.
And
It
I was
is
like,
quite
man,
safe.
I
Harlem,
was
there probably was.
super stereotyping it.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do. And, it depends too, like who you listen to. Like they'll paint New York. They're remembering New York back in the 70s and 80s when, it really wasn't the safest place. I mean, I wouldn't have walked through Times Square at night or probably during the day alone or, two women. No. But now, it's fine. I mean, I remember being completely hammered on tequila, and I found the Steve Madden store, and I remember trying to imprint it in my brain, but way too much tequila was involved. And I was in Times Square, and I was leaning up against a post, and some guy came over to me. He may have been speaking English, but whatever his mouth and the words hitting my ears were making no sense. And I mean, anything could have happened to me, but I remember saying to him, buddy, I can't understand you. It's all I can do to lean up against this post right now. And nothing happened to me. Somehow I made it back to my hotel, and I found a bag full of candy next to my bed the next morning. So I think I went somewhere and bought candy.
Okay. Well, you do realize that experience that we had in Times Square is what made me ask you about adding the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade to my bucket list.
Well, yeah, it is an experience. I would recommend getting a hotel room somewhere right on the parade route, though. Being down in those crowds. Ugh. I mean,
oh no, I get that. I told you. I said if we were to do it together, we'd have a parade. We'd have a room overlooking the parade route.
Yeah,
it would not be down there in the streets.
no, I wouldn't be able to handle that. No, I was there one time for New Year's Eve. And
well, first of all, it'd be too cold.
somebody peed on my foot.
Somebody peed on your foot and
Yes,
in the middle.
because everybody was drinking and stuff, and this guy was fucking hammered, and he just peed right there, and it splashed on my boot. I threw away everything that I was wearing that night. When I got home, it just all went into a trash bag. It
burned it.
Yeah, he peed on me. Yeah, there was vomit. It wasn't fun. I do not recommend Times Square on New Year's Eve.
No, I would never do that. There's just way too many people, and it's really scary.
Yeah.
That would be too much for me. I mean, I share. I do not. I mean, even Cal or Doug will tell you, I don't like big crowds anymore.
Yeah, I don't. I've not.
Hence the reason why. Hence the reason why I said that if I went back for the parade, I would do it from
a hotel.
Which sounds fun. Really sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean, even New Year's Eve would be fun from a hotel.
Yeah,
but not from down on the streets with the people.
Get a few people together and split the cost. It would be cheaper for everybody. Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. But anyhow, off of New Year's Eve in Times Square. Anything else anybody would like to ask him or I? Or Kim, is there anything else you think that we could possibly say? I think
I don't know. I think we might have covered everything
an awful
in our
lot.
lives.
Yeah. We've covered an awful lot. Well, thank you everybody for joining, and thank you so much, Kim, for being my guest. I'm sorry.
I don't know why we didn't do this sooner. It's been fun.
I know. Well, you were gonna be the guest on my previous show, but that kind of shit the bed, to use a very Vermont term. I think that's a Vermont term, or maybe it's just a redneck term. I don't know. It creeps
Just
the time.
Yep.
Yeah. So, thank you very much. Thank you, Stephen. Did everybody notice the beautiful new set that we have been provided by Stephen?
I love this. I really wish I could have drank that cappuccino. It looks really yummy.
It does look really. I was actually looking at it going, I should really make myself a latte when I get off of here. Make it all pretty and stuff. Possible, thank you for earlier making a new instance so that we could be here and record and
super appreciate that
without crashing.
Thank you. Great show.
Have a good one, everybody.
Thank you all for putting up with our craziness.
And the next show will be a couple weeks from now, third Sunday, and next week, or later this week actually, I will be going to Montreal with Wink, who is becoming kind of a regular in here. And we're going there for my birthday. And
Yay!
we will be sharing stories of our escapades in Montreal. So that could be
That would
fun.
That could be a lot of fun.
Do you remember when you and I were in Montreal, though, and I asked
Yes.
that guy, I said, if you were a pigeon and I named you Cornelius, like, don't you think that would be a good name? And he looked
I
at
thought
me
it
and
was
said,
actually a
English,
yes.
because I was talking to the pigeon, and I named the pigeon Cornelius.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was funny.
Oh, and when we went to the botanical gardens for that nighttime, the lit up walk thing, did you think it was ever going to end?
No,
We walked fucking forever. It was just like, it was beautiful. It's absolutely wonderful in
I recommend
Montreal.
it.
But yeah, highly recommend. But really wear good shoes. And if it's late in the season, remember that it's fucking Canada and it's kind of the tundra. So dress warmly, because I was freezing. My feet were numb. I was wearing just like tennis shoes, like kids. And I was so cold and my feet were sore. And Kim was recovering from like what was it, like a twisted,
a torn hamstring.
torn hamstring. And we just walked. It twists and winds, but it was beautiful. They have like this night walk that you can do, and it's all lit up. And they have a lot of the indigenous tribes and stories, and it's just beautiful. So I do recommend, but wear the right shoes and attire for it. So I got off on a little bit of a tangent.
That's okay.
I know
We had
that's
a lot of
funny.
fun in Montreal. There were some other
did.
fun things we did too, like Rodney's show. That was cool.
Oh, it was. That's right. Our friend Rodney Ramsey from the Unknown Theater, he was doing a show all in French called Ronglais. And it was a show that for people that were lived and grew up in Quebec. Quebec is a French-speaking province of Canada, and the rest of the provinces are all their language is basically English. If Boss Wolf, am I correct?
Yes.
You're
absolutely correct.
So there was a time. So Quebec really wants to strongly enforce speaking French, but there is also this other group of people that are like, come on, I mean, teach, our kid, we need to know English. Let's just make it English. So there's a struggle there. So they were all people who were born and raised in the Quebec area whose native language was not French and were not French speakers. And they all did their sets in French. They learned their sets in French.
Oh, wow.
And it was really hilarious. Kim has much better French than I do, so she was
Let me
able
tell you,
to.
my high school, my 4 years of high school French came in handy there.
Yeah, hers is better than mine was, so she was able to enjoy it more than I was. But I was just happy to be there, and I was like, "Yay!" And when she would laugh, I would laugh because I figured that was my cue. So it worked. Yeah, we did. We had a lot of fun. Oh, and that guy, when we got our tattoos, and then and I'm sitting there telling you, well, everybody's safe and stuff. It's relatively safe here. And then this tweaker comes, hey, can I have, asking you for a cigarette or something? And then this fucking dude overdoses like right in front of us.
Jesus.
And these police officers go over and wake him up and Narcan him, and he jumps up. I'm like, yeah, I can't. I've got no defense. It's.
I will.
something.
I will tell you though, we had a very handsome tattoo artist.
We did. Oh my God, he really was. He was. I loved his hair.
Oh yeah. He was
Yeah, I
quite
loved his
the
hair.
eye candy.
Yeah. Yeah, we got our picture taken with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I wonder if
was
I
fun.
can convince Wink. I wonder if she likes tattoos. I wonder if I can convince her to go back there. I've still got his card.
That would
I
be
mean-
fun.
I think he was a little young, though.
Yeah, he was like
Yeah.
he had to be in like his late 20s.
Yeah. Never mind. I just feel a little dirty now. Okay, we better wrap up this show because it's been going for an hour and a half, and I just know that our chances of it not crashing at any point are pretty slim. So
That's
rather
pretty
than
good.
continue tempting fates, and also I have to
Yeah.
pee really, really bad. So
Okay.
I just really had a Forrest Gump moment, didn't I? Except for you're not the president. Thank goodness. And I didn't say I have to pee. I believe said just had to pee. I did. I did the
Yes.
Forrest Gump. We didn't do the Forrest Gump trivia, did we? No, that was disappointing. I love Forrest Gump. It's one of my favorite. So, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm going to jump
Hi,
off
it
the
was
stage.
so nice to see everyone.
Kim, thank you.
Nice to
thank
meet
you.
you.
Thank you. I love you. And I will talk to you next week.
I love you too.
All right, bye.
Have a safe trip to Montreal.
I will. Bye.
Bye.